Well, chat. We have a very long night of Rocket League action coming up, and it is going to kick off right about now because both teams are in. We have to get started as soon as possible. No time to waste over here, unfortunately. This is the only Mazar, and we are going to kick off with a premier matchup between KC Cauldron versus Lasico Dose, as you can see in your schedule right here at the top left. And then after that, we have 3 matches all kicking off at the same time, straight after this one. Timbers Army versus EM Dallas Burn in the Premier. Frontera Azul versus Axel Rose in the Championship. And finally, EC Eternal versus Steel Army in the Championship. So let's dive right into our very first matchup. KC Cauldron versus Lasico Dose. Whoops. It's supposed to be the other way around. There you go. And we will be getting started very, very soon. Pal, it's good to see you in chat, bro. I'm guessing you will be playing tonight, right? No time to waste, we're gonna get started right now. Both teams are joining the lobby, and we are gonna kick off right about now. Here we go. KC Cauldron versus Lasico Dose. And just as we get started, no lineup changes for the most part between these two sides. Lasico Dose choosing to go without Palace in game 1. They have Runsau, Devin, and Kaser. And they're going off against Smitty, Thorgold, and Serrano. And it looks like Lasico Dose have the head start. Kaser, the man of the moment, getting the first goal in this matchup. Good pass out by Runsau into the middle. Lasico Dose getting the head start just as they wanted in this game 1. Good start for them. They lead 1-0. Yeah, that was absolutely a really good recovery by Devin. And I can see why you got it to start. He's probably really up for this matchup as Lasico Dose look to keep themselves in the title chase. The gap is really big between both of these sides who are tied on points and Timbers Army at the top. If I am not mistaken, the gap is more than 11 points. And for KC Cauldron, it's only going to get bigger from here. Runs out to Kaser yet again. What a pass off the sidewall. Kaser at the right spot at the right time with a low 77 mile per hour, 123 kilometer per hour shot off of AlensBangersOnly.com radar gun. And Lasico Dose double their lead. They're up 2-0. It's only going to get worse for them. Devin looking for the third for his team, but he just couldn't get it on target. Now Thorgold trying to get out of this, trying to get his Cauldron side back into this game. Really slow start from them. They finally entered the orange half, but they just couldn't get much done. Runsau bringing it to the other way. Instantly, Serrano misses. Smitty has to get involved and clear the ball away. And finally, can KC Cauldron establish themselves in the orange half? Not like that, though. Kaser with a good 50. Keeping the ball going forward. Smitty, nice job right there. Gets the second touch, but runs out of boost and needs Serrano to get involved. Thorgold waiting in the midfield. Smitty centering it. Cannot get the ball off of the backboard. Just over jumped that essentially. Now KC Cauldron are back to defending as Kaser pushes up. Gets the ball off of the corner. Centered perfectly. Runsau couldn't get a shot off. Thorgold got there first. Serrano gets beaten, but Smitty covers for him. And he gets the ball out to the midfield. Finally, there's a spell where KC Cauldron have some bit of control, but they're just not able to breach this orange defense. Lasico Dose looking incredibly strong right now. Smitty with a weak effort. Runs out with an easy clearance. Thorgold looking awkward in the middle. Gets beaten as well. Devin went way too high with his pass. Runs out keeping it up. Kaser, nice touchdown, but Serrano gets it out. Can KC Cauldron get a goal back in this? There's still 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. A bump like that will not help Serrano. Smitty has to challenge. Barely gets the ball out of the way. Thorgold trying to take over, but Smitty gets in his way for a bit. bit of cross wires leads to a bit of an awkward moment. Serrano finally takes charge and gets the ball out. Just over 2 minutes remaining. La Cinco Dulce looking comfortable with their 2-0 lead in this game one. KC Cauldron just slowly getting back into this, but they're just not able to test this defense enough. They even have a notable shot on target yet. Runsau, meanwhile, bringing it forward, putting it high up, wasting a lot of time. Kesar with a nice challenge in the midfield. Devin sticking to the ball, gets the boost off of the side, gets demoed for his trouble. Serrano with a near post shot. Kesar with a nice save. But just like that, La Cinco Dulce come forward instantly. Great challenge yet again. Devin going high up with so much confidence. Just couldn't get a shot off at the end. Smitty with a flip reset to no avail. Thorngold with a low 50. Runs out, taking it wide. Devin trying to take charge, but Serrano does a good job of getting to the ball. Smitty looking for the 50 assist. Doesn't get much. Thorngold trying to give his teammates a chance to get back, get their boost, and get into their defensive positions. Serrano able to finally clear it out. Thorngold having to regroup now as Smitty and Serrano take over. Too slow from Smitty. Thorngold finally gets involved. Smitty intercepts the ball, tries to waste a lot of time, create some chaos, but look at the composure from the Austin boys. Very comfortably able to deal with that and bring it out. Ball gets boomed into the other end, but that's no problem for Runsau. Touching it out to the side. Good pass though from Thorngold, but Serrano gets speed. The net is open, and just like that, Kesar gets his hat trick in game one. And to be honest, with 38 seconds remaining, it does feel like La Cinco Dulce have game one in the bag. Now, chat, as a reminder, this is the first match of a 4-match schedule for tonight. So, right after this one, as we see Devin get the 4th to seal the deal for La Cinco Dulce, we are going to have 3 matches kicking off at the same time. I will try my best to showcase all of them. We will not be able to have them all necessarily displayed fully. We're hoping to have at least 2 of them showed in a picture-in-picture display. My goal is to try and get a 3rd one in there as well, but that will not be easy. If I can get a 3rd one in there, we can have 3 matches shown at the same time. One of them will have to be a player POV though. And that'll be the Timbers Army EM Dallas Burn matchup as we see Kesar just pile on the misery, adding his 4th, giving La Cinco Dulce a 5-0 lead with 12 seconds remaining. They don't care about letting this game end. They just want to keep getting the goals, getting more points, padding their stats, going up into the top 5s, and really signaling their intent for the remainder of the season and potentially next season. What a rough start this is for KC Cauldron. Serrano, Thorngold, and Smitty just couldn't get going. All of them were on the back foot. After going down 3-0, they were able to finally get themselves settled. But even then, once La Cinco Dulce snapped into the next gear, they took their overall game to the next level. Devin and co wanted to get another, but that doesn't matter. They still win game 1 5-0. And what a dominant performance from the Austin FC fans. All right, now that we're all settled in and ready to go, hopefully everyone is doing well. We've already talked about this game. I think the scoreboard makes it very clear that La Cinco Dulce had an incredibly dominant performance. Let's take a quick look at the schedule, just as a reminder for those of you just coming in to see what we have coming up next. We are right now playing Cauldron versus La Cinco Dulce. Right after this, 3 matches on the dot, TAEMDB in the Premier, and in the Champ, Frontera Azul, Axon Rose, and EC Eternal Steel Army, all kicking off at the same time. We're hoping to show you at least 2 of those 3, and hopefully all 3. But no guarantees on that. see if we get any subs. I think both teams do have extra players ready to go just in case. As both teams enter the arena, we are kicking off game 2 in Sovereign Heights, and there's only one substitution. Palace coming in for Kaser. It is the La Cinco Doce team that has played for much of the season versus Casey Cauldron with the same lineup from game 1. Here we go. Can Palace make up for what Kaser offered in game 1? Or will that substitution allow allow Casey Cauldron to get back into this matchup? We shall see. Cauldron with a better start than they did in game 1. But there's still a lot of Rocket League action to go. Smitty bringing it forward, looking for a double. Just couldn't get the final touch. Rutzau getting it out into the midfield. Devin beats Thoringold, who once again was awkward, caught under the ball. Devin couldn't get the touch. Rutzau with a shot. Powerful effort against two keepers. Neither of them could keep the ball out. The ball eventually trickles into the back of the net. And La Cinco Doce takes the lead just like they did in game 1. They're up 1-0. No Kaser, no problems. Palace comes in. It's the same result. 1-0 so far. But Casey Cauldron looking to make up for that. Palace gets the ball out. Smitty towards the net. Thoringold has an opening right there, but he gets a shot off target. Smitty off of the post and Rutzau somehow gets it out of the way. How did that ball stay out? How did that ball not go in? How did Casey Cauldron not get their goal? Unbelievable. But they get a second chance right there. Smitty to Serrano. Serrano couldn't get there on time. And now Rutzau brings it out on the counter. And La Cinco Doce have established themselves in the blue half yet again. Only for the ball to go the other way. And Smitty with a long shot catches La Cinco Doce off guard. And he cashes in his goal. Cauldron's first in the match. And it is an equalizer that ties the game. One apiece. Not gonna lie, that is kind of a surprising goal for La Cinco Doce to concede, but mistakes happen. Casey Cauldron punishes them, and now we're all square. Still a lot of time remaining in this game too. Palace making up for his error and getting his first, and bringing La Cinco Doce back to the lead. Nice 50 once again by Rutzau, setting up Palace, who rifles in a 72-mile-per-hour, 116-kilometer-per-hour shot off of Alan's BangersOnly.com radar gun. And after scoring an own goal on the other end, Palace gets his goal against Casey Cauldron, and they're up 2-1. And once again, Devin gets involved, and Casey Cauldron are looking to lose control of this match. Not a good kickoff from them, leaves a huge opening. Devin takes advantage. La Cinco Doce, just like that, are up 3-1. Smitty doing well to beat Devin right there. Just gonna get the second guy. Rutzau does a great job of bringing the ball to the opposite corner. Devin instantly in for the center towards Palace, who just couldn't get behind the ball. Knocks it to the side and gives Smitty a chance to bring it forward. Thoringold now following up. Devin gets it out with one boost. He's still gonna chase and force Serrano to make a move. Nice pass attempt, nice goal attempt there. Smitty with a pre-jump just couldn't keep himself up. Thoringold trying to play it to the midfield, but Smitty chooses to be pragmatic and go all the way back. Rutzau hanging in front of the orange net, looking to create some chaos for Casey Cauldron. And now La Cinco Doce finally get it out of the way. Casey Cauldron doing much better to keep themselves in this game. But still, La Cinco Doce looking pretty comfortable. Good pass though by Smitty to Thoringold. And you cannot keep Thoringold out forever. He gets into the score sheet, brings Casey Cauldron back into this. They're now down by 1 goal. La Cinco Doce are up 3-2. Cyberburn, good to see you, bro. You joined in just as this game 2 started to get interesting. Just a quick recap. Lasico Dose won game 1 5-0, looking incredibly dominant with Kaser in the lineup. Baus then came in for Kaser. This whole match just got a whole lot closer. Game 2 has been quite even. Smitty looking for a 50 to get the equalizer. Runtsout does a great job to get it out. Great pass in by Thorgold towards Smitty. Loose touch though gives Baus the chance to get it to the other end. And the net is open. And Casey Cauldron doing so well to get back into this. Concede a fourth. Just getting caught off guard. Baus with a long low shot into the blue net. And Lasico Dose restore their 2-goal advantage. They're up 4-2. Skyline, my man, thank you for the 100 bits as always. Much appreciated. Your support is always something we are thankful of. We never ask for it, but you always give it, and for that we are eternally grateful. In KC Cauldron get back into this, they have done very well to keep it close, but now we are going to be entering the final minute soon. KC Cauldron are going to run out of time, and they're going to be feeling the pressure. Smitty into the middle. Devin playing it out to Palace, who's going to look for a double, but gets met by Serrano, who gets it out to the other end. Doesn't keep enough control, but gets that mid boost and gets the quarter boost as well to keep his tank at 100. But Runtsout has 63 in the tank. Looking for a musty, bails out, flips forward, and that gives Casey Cauldron the chance to get a counterattack going. Thorgold couldn't get the touch. Serrano towards the net. Devin jumps up to get the save, and Smitty trying to keep it going, but Casey Cauldron just get that big booming clear. It's out, and now the ball's at the other end. Time's running out. We are in the final 30 seconds. 2-goal lead for Lasico Dose, but Casey Cauldron have done very well to keep it close. They're looking to get back into this, but time's running out. It's an open net yet again. Smitty has to bail his team out. Serrano has to get a goal right now. So far, so good. Good first touch, but cannot get the second, and backflips. And the clock runs down to 0. Casey Cauldron knew their time came to an end. Lasico Dose are up 2-0 in this matchup. So far, so good for the Austin boys. They're on match point. As for Casey Cauldron, their season is looking to come to a sorry end. I mean, this Casey Cauldron team is getting dominated in this whole matchup. Kind of surprising to see this as well, given that they have had such a good start and it's such a good middle half of the season as well. But as the season has progressed, it's just gone tougher and tougher for them. They're just not able to keep as much control. And even with no Kaser, Lasico Dose just looked pretty comfortable for the most part, even though Casey Cauldron have had more shots. 10 shots in total versus Lasico Dose's 4. But those 4 shots are all that mattered. And one of the reasons for that was, as Palace said, he was going for Serrano, trying to demo him, trying to get him off his rhythm. But the match isn't over yet. Casey Cauldron may be 2-0 down, but they could still come back. As we enter Game 3 in DFH Stadium, here we go. Another sub, this time from Lasico Dose again. Kaser coming in for Runtsout. 3 different lineups in 3 different games. As for Casey Cauldron, they stick with the same trio. Can they get themselves back into this? We shall see. Nice touch by Smitty. What a shot! And Casey Cauldron take the lead for the first time. Serrano and Smitty getting the same car out, which is why I thought it was Smitty getting that first touch, but Serrano is the assist provider. Smitty putting it into the back of the net with the butt of that Fennec. And it's the KC boys who take the lead. They're up 1-0. Not long after, though, Lasico Dose looking to get the equalizer. The ball bounces off the post. Luckily for KC Cauldron, they still keep that lead going. May have been short-lived, who knows? KC Cauldron have done a good job of keeping this out for now, but they're pinned back. Smitty needing to bring this out, but he gets challenged instantly by Palace. Kaser and Devin both turning back. Kaser taking over, putting it to the middle. Palace diving in, nowhere near the ball. Kaser trying to pass it out to Devin, who brings it to the other end, just like that. And now the ball is centered. Palace is right there. 1, 2, 3. Kaser to Devin to Palace. Not too long after Casey Cauldron take the lead. The Cinco Doce are back. What a team goal. And it's 1-1, just like that. As good of a start as Casey Cauldron has had, this La Cinco Doce team, once they go up another gear, they're just very difficult to deal with. They just gotta punish the few mistakes that come up. Sorry, Casey Cauldron gotta punish the few mistakes that come up from La Cinco Doce for them to stay in this. And they gotta make the most of the chances they get as well. 10 shots and 2 goals wasn't enough, because La Cinco Doce went 4-4. And that's what matters at the end of the day. Doesn't matter how many chances you created. What matters is how many goals you get. As cliched as that sounds. Smitty looking to disrupt the opposition, but none of them even get anywhere near troubled by Smitty. Serrano trying to get it up. What an awkward bounce! No one could deal with that. Devin caught in no man's land. And Casey Cauldron get the lead back, courtesy of a high bounce that rolls off of the corner of the ceiling. The ball was zipping down. Devin just couldn't deal with that. Who could in this position? He was stuck in a wrong spot. Ball bounces off his Fennec into the back of the net. Casey Cauldron get their lead back. And in almost every single kickoff you see after Casey Cauldron have taken the lead, they basically have had to rush back, because the Cinco Doce were just coming up almost instantly. Smitty having to play it back to Thorgold, who plays it out to Serrano now. They're trying to get their team play going, but every time they try to get the passes out, they get met by a challenge from La Cinco Doce. Devin now trying to keep it going. Kaser takes charge, gets it out, just can't get out to Smitty, who bounces it high up, misses the ball. Palace keeps his composure to get that save. Soft shot, and it gets cleared out by Kaser. Ooh, an awkward miss right there. Kaser, though, takes charge, brings it out to the midfield. Devin interrupts, but Kaser with his weak shot cannot finish it off. And now Casey Cauldron looking to get a 2-goal lead going for them for the first time. Awkward move for Palace right there as he's caught in the middle. Another awkward bounce off of Kaser, but the ball just arcs away from the orange net. Casey Cauldron to pin back this La Cinco Doce team, and when they have Kaser in the lineup and you're doing that to them, that is a seriously good accomplishment. Casey Cauldron have really stepped it up. They have taken over this game 3, but how long can they keep this up for? There's still 1 minute 30 seconds of action remaining. La Cinco Doce can come back just like that. So far, though, Thorgold has done a good job of keeping the ball away and preventing La Cinco Doce from getting their challenges off. Palace beats one, out to Kaser towards the net. Palace challenges Serrano, but Serrano keeps it out, and now Thorgold takes over, bringing it forward, low 50 to Kaser, and Serrano touches it away. As long as they keep the ball away from Kaser, Casey Cauldron will have some success, and that is what they have done in this game 3. As we enter the final minute, La Cinco Doce looking for that equalizer, but Casey Cauldron have done a very good job of keeping the ball away from them and preventing them from getting those big booming clearances out. Pass it to the middle from Devin. No one able to get to that. Thorgold to the other side. Serrano takes over, but his loose touch gives Palace a chance to bring it out. Smitty has to go back as Kaser's taking over. Kaser's looking for a triple. Just couldn't get to it. And Devin has to go back as well. Palace finally gets the ball away. Not for long though. Serrano to the middle. No one there from Cauldron. They're looking to play it pragmatically. Big demo. Smitty wastes more time with the dribble. Kaser tries to bring it forward. Palace to the middle. As we enter the final 10 seconds, this is it. Now or never for La Cinco Doce. But it looks like Casey Cauldron will get their first point. They just got to touch the ball down. Ball still up. It finally goes down. And after the struggles in the first 2 games, KC Cauldron come back, and they get their first point in this matchup. We are going to game 4. Bonesy, good to see you in chat, bro. Great performance there from KC Cauldron, because this Lasiko Dose side looked incredibly dominant in the first 2 games. Lasiko Dose came back instantly and prevented the Lasiko Dose side from taking control of the pace. They took charge. They made Lasiko Dose react. Great rotation. A lot of good passing as well. Just trying to keep it away from the Lasiko Dose boys, and they did so well with that. They were first to the ball. They were first to the challenges, and they took their chances when it mattered. And they did much better with their shots as well, getting 8 shots off. And with the 6 shots that they had to face, they only conceded 1 goal, so they've done pretty well defensively in that game 3. But here we go. We are now entering game 4. Both teams are in. And we are kicking off in Back to Paris as Runsau comes in for Devon. A 4th lineup for Lasiko Dose. Here we go. Can they get their match point, or will we go into game 5? Bit of bumping right there going on. Trying to unsettle the Lasiko Dose. Big booming pass by Serrano out to Smitty. Just nowhere near him. He decides to go back. Thorngold trying to keep up the pressure. Looking for a bump and a touch on the ball. Gets neither. Serrano does a good job of following up. But Kaser gets all the time to play the pass out to Runsau, who gets met by Smitty in the middle. Good anticipation right there. But now they're on the back foot. Ball popped up. It's loose. Dallas trying to get it towards that blue net. Serrano gets it away. Awkward second touch. Kaser cannot get to the ball before Serrano. And now Smitty out to the blue. Out of the blue half into the orange one. And Palace tries to get back into the blue half, but to no avail. Kaser finally gets it going, looking for a bump. But as you can see right there, this Lasiko Dose side doesn't want to push up as aggressively as they did in the first 2 games. KC Cauldron are being more respected by the Austin boys right now. And we'll see who takes the initiative right here. Runs out towards Palace. The ball bounces off the crossbar. It's coming back. Smitty does well to bounce it up. Thorgold gets it away. Great opportunity there for Lasiko Dose, but KC Cauldron see them off. And we are going to be playing 2 minutes, and it's still going to be 0-0. And just a heads up, we have 3 matches that are going to kick off at the same time right after this. So we'll see if we can jump into any of them afterwards. I apologize for the silence. I'm having to deal with some administrative matters right now as we have 3 matches that should be kicking off very soon. But what a start for KC Cauldron. They get the first goal. We might be going into game 5. And Serrano gets the second for the Sporting KC boys. This is looking incredible for KC Cauldron, who are down 2-0. In the match, and now they have a 2-goal lead. They're up 2-0. Might we be going to game 5? Might we be going to Champions Field for the first time in a few weeks? Lasiko Dose, the favorites on paper, are on the back foot. Can Casey Cauldron get a huge result right here? They might be able to, as Serrano gets his second, and Casey Cauldron get their third. What an insane sequence of events right here. After they took the 1-0 lead, they have gone 2 more goals in quick succession, and Casey Cauldron are up 3-0. Oh my goodness, the misery keeps going for the Austin FC boys. The Cinco Doce are now down by 4 goals. No goal from them, all 4 from Casey Cauldron. What is going on right here? The Cinco Doce falling apart, as Fatality mentions in the chat. This is absolute insanity. We have 2 minutes remaining, and Casey Cauldron are up 4-0. And Katsar comes back with his own goal. Might this be the start of a comeback? We shall see. But with 1 minute 40 seconds remaining, there is a lot of time for the Cinco Doce remaining to get back into this. Oh, they might be able to get a second right there. Oh my goodness, how did Smitty keep that out? He had 0 boost, but he kept his composure as the touches kept coming in. But now Casey Cauldron are pinned back. Kaser looking for another, but gets bumped away. Smitty clears it out towards Kaser in the middle, who's waiting for someone to take charge, and he just gets it up to Thorigold. I thought he was gonna take over, but he was waiting for a teammate to take charge. That active confusion has put Cinco Doce in a bit of trouble right now as we enter the final minute. They're still down by 3 goals, and they don't have much more time to come back. Shot off the post, runs out, follows it up, gets it back. 2-goal deficit now. This is just what they needed. They may not be playing clean Rocket League. They may not be playing a good team-based Rocket League, but they're getting their goals. They're getting the goals that count. 4-2 now for Casey Cauldron. 54 seconds remaining. It's still anyone's game. Sorry guys for not commentating much right now. I just have to deal with 3 other matches that are supposed to be kicking off, just making sure all that's good. But I think the action speaks for itself. Final 10 seconds, 2-goal deficit. The clock is running down and the time has run out. We are going to Game 5. We are going to Champions Field from 2-0 down. Casey Cauldron have come back to 2-2. Unbelievable. Fatality looking very excited in the chat. This is absolutely insane. Fatality, I don't know how you're not playing tonight. Not that it really matters because their boys have stepped up. Serrano, Smitty, and Thorigold doing absolutely terrific right there. Get those quick fire forward goals and put Cinco Doce on the back foot. Luis, are absolutely right. Serrano putting up first killer numbers right there. Absolutely insane. Oh, you're sick. Okay, I understand. Yeah. Nah, that's rough, bro. That's rough. Hopefully you feel better, bro. Game 5, Champions Field. As the clock ticks down to 0, here we go. Winner takes all. Runs out Devin and Katsar. The lineup from game 1 going up against Cauldron's only trio. Smitty, Thorgold, and Serrano. Fatality being sick, unable to play, but his boys have done really well tonight. It's all or nothing now. It's been a long time since we've had 5 games in SGL League play. But we have seen Lasico Dose win a 7-game thriller against Timber's Army in the Cup. Might we see them win this in the league? We shall see. But KC Cauldron have come back absolutely in excellent form. And they are high on confidence right now as they look to pin back the Austin boys, but have to deal with a quick counter. Ball bouncing off perfectly towards Katsar, who shoots into the far post. Serrano there for making a clutch save. Katsar takes him out. Devin against Thorgold. Thorgold touches it away, far away from anyone else. Runs out trying to keep up the pressure, but plays it right to the middle where the 3 defenders were, and the ball goes into the orange half. Smitty, shot on net. Katsar, nice first touch, able to follow up with a second, but he gets demoed. Thorgold now towards the middle, but plays it right to Katsar, who clears it out. Serrano, ready for that, gets a first touch. Smitty takes over, looking for a second, but gets too far away. Thorgold coming up, putting it towards the net. Katsar clears it out, and right now this Lasico Dose team is pinned back. No one able to follow up in the midfield. Smitty, trying to do it all on his own, but the ball goes out to the corner, and now Devin can finally bring it out to the midfield. Katsar now trying to touch it to the middle. Great pass. Runs out, just couldn't get to it. Devin has to intercept, and he does. Keeps the ball in the blue half, keeps the pressure going. Runs out, he's come up clutch in so many occasions. Plays a pass out to Devin, who couldn't get the contact. Serrano trying to play it out to the middle. Katsar was ready for that, shot on net. Smitty with a save. Devin trying to fake, he does, but he gets in Katsar's way, and all 3 are at the ball. No one could take over afterwards, and the ball goes out into the orange half. KC Cauldron get away with it right there. Lasico Dose need to regroup, because it's still 0-0. It can still go either way. Oh, what a shot right there. Good save as well. Now the ball going into the other end. Open net! Devin gets the first, courtesy of a great Katsar pass. Great first touch. Gets it past the final defender for Cauldron. Devin has the open net at his mercy. Lasico Dose take the lead. They're up 1-0. Oh my God, did they get the equalizer? How did Cauldron not get one right there? The ball was bouncing out perfectly towards the middle. No one could meet it afterwards, and Lasico Dose gets away with it this time. Might they be able to get the second right there? Runs out trying to dunk on Smitty, but just couldn't get the solid contact towards the net. Devin gets beaten, but Katsar gets back. Ball popped into the middle. Serrano bouncing it down with Katsar. Runs out, bringing it forward. Katsar trying to look to control this with low boost. Smitty dodges a boost, keeps it going, brings it away. Thorgold finally gets it boomed out. Katsar's there meeting Serrano, and Katsar does just enough to get it away from the net. We are going to be entering the final minutes soon. 1-0 to Lasico Dose, but it can still go either way. What a tense finish we have lined up for you tonight in this first match. I thought this was going to be a sweep, given the results that have gone for both sides, but KC Cauldron have done a terrific job of getting themselves into this, and they are still getting themselves in this game 5. What an insane team play right there. Serrano to Smitty to Serrano again with an 84-mile-per-hour, 135-kilometer-per-hour singer into the middle, courtesy of Allen's BangersOnly.com radar gun. 55 seconds remain. It's still one apiece in Game 5. What a save indeed from Smitty, getting the ball just high enough to bounce off the crossbar. That could have been 2-1, but Smitty there to save his team yet again. And Thorgold now brings the ball forward to the midfield to Smitty. Kaiser trying to bounce it away. Serrano having to go back. Thorgold lets him take over. Thorgold has low boost, but chooses to settle into the net. Bit of a conflict between Rutsau and Devin. None of them take over. A big win from Serrano, but Devin has 0. He gets bumped away by Serrano. Kaiser trying to look for a double. Oh my goodness, I thought he was going to get that on target. He barely gets it away. Unfortunate for him, but fortunately for the Cauldron, they are still in this as we enter the final 10 seconds. I cannot believe that game 5 has gone this way. We are very likely going to be going into overtime unless one of these teams chooses to finish it right here. And we are definitely going to overtime in game 5. Oh my goodness, what an ending we have got in store for you right here. Chat, I'm aware that the other three matches are going to be kicking off very soon. If they have not already kicked off, we will get you into them as soon as possible. But for now, here we go. Game 5 overtime. Casey Cauldron, the Cinco Doce. 3rd versus 4th. Who is going to keep themselves in the title race? And who is going to get further away? Thorgold in the perfect position to get the shot off. Oh my goodness! Chat! I think we got ourselves a massive upset! The Cinco Doce lose to Casey Cauldron! Casey Cauldron were 2-0 down! They were 2-0 down! And they reverse swept! Casey have reverse swept! The Cinco Doce! Unbelievable! Oh my word! What a finale! Damn! Oh, chat, I have not done this in a long time, but I'm gonna bring it up. Absolute cinema. Nothing else but those 2 words. Absolute cinema. Woo! That was wild. God dang. Serrano, welcome on in. You were the architect of that 5-gamer, that reverse sweep. Bro, how did you do it?
Well, we just kind of, honestly, we didn't really do anything special. We just played our game and hope for the best.
I mean, you're being a bit humble right there. I gotta know how you guys stepped it up from great game 3 onwards, because it seemed like you guys were just moving the ball so much better, keeping it further away from them, and, you know, just making sure they react to you instead of you to them. So I'm guessing this was just something that just clicked in place. It's not something you guys talked about or adjusted to?
Well, I will say this. Thorgold brought up after, I think, game 1 or 2, that we just needed to keep somebody back at all times. Because a lot of their goals, and especially if it was a game 1, we were just getting scored on because they would shoot the ball from their defensive third and it'd roll into our net. So just keeping somebody back and playing for people to be able to rotate back and help on defense, that was something that we did discuss a little bit and then put it into practice, and it worked. So yeah, there was a little bit of planning. I just didn't know what to say at first.
No, don't worry about it. It's all good. I mean, you guys really stepped it up and gave the Cinco Doce a very hard time. Smitty was a massive contributor to that. How would you rate his performance tonight compared to his performances in the other matches this season?
A 10. I would like that every week, but I'm not gonna act like I've been playing really good either. Like, I want to be able to perform like that as well, as to on the same level as my team every single time. So as long as we're all clicking, should be fine.
Now, you know, you guys were kind of going through some struggles recently. I mean, just you guys have been inconsistent overall. You guys come back and beat a team with a massive addition to Kaysar, and listen, the Cinco Doce team has been on the up. You know, you guys still came back and upset them essentially. How are you guys feeling once that Game 5 victory was sealed?
I was telling them like, I guess I'll just be honest here. I was telling them like, if we were able to hold our own against you guys, I think we can do some more damage to other teams. You feel me? With our remaining games, I think we could win. You know, as long as we play as good as we did today, we should be all right. You know.
Absolutely. I mean, in terms of your remaining games, they're not any easier because you guys are facing off against Timbers Army, and then, well, Sounders RC, but that Sounders RC team has nothing to lose, essentially. With that said, I mean, you guys had an incredible performance tonight against La Cinco Doce. GG's, congrats on that win. I'm going to let you go now because it's been a long night, and I think you're going to work as well, so I'm not going to keep you around here too long. So now, the floor is yours. You give your shout-out, say whatever you want to say. Go ahead.
Shout out Smitty, great performance, especially Game 5. We linked up. That was a great passing play. And shout out Thorngold playing solid third man tonight. Really appreciate it, though. And yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for having me, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you for spending your time in this interview. I'll let you go now. Take care. Have a good night. And GG's.
All right. GG's, bro.